I'm Gabe Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly daily all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix, everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Despicable Deadpool issue number 298. Wade Wilson has taken out a bounty on himself, and because of it, all the Marvel Universe's greatest killers are looking to claim the prize. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Okay, so jumping right on into this, we see the Juggernaut bitch is already on Deadpool's tail. I mean, hey, fancy, slightly phallic helmets don't pay for themselves, and the $20 million bounty Deadpool has taken out on himself will go a long way if this guy can claim it. Long story short, Kane Marco can most certainly not claim this one. But hey, maybe the Taskmaster will have better luck. I mean, this isn't the first time he and Deadpool have crossed swords after all, and Taskmaster has been watching Deadpool this whole time to really get his moves down. They have themselves a fight, and yeah, it's pretty cool, but unfortunately none of it answers the much bigger question that's still been hanging since the beginning of this new arc, and that is, why did Deadpool put a $20 million bounty on himself? One thing we do know for sure, though, is Deadpool is still trying to live up to that whole Despicable moniker. You see, a homeless guy in a wheelchair ends up getting caught between the fight between him and Taskmaster. Taskmaster lets him go, but Deadpool chooses to use him as a human shield so he can get through. That means the guy in the wheelchair wants the money too, and he starts rolling after Deadpool. Geez, Wade really is his own worst enemy, isn't he? Now, next up on the cavalcade of hired killers, which sounds like it could be the awesome title of an amazing Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s, we have Bullseye, who confuses the hell out of me because he calls Deadpool Mite. Did Bullseye just fade into Colin Farrell Irishness for no reason there? Was that meant to be the joke? I could not help but read him in Colin Farrell's voice for the rest of this. Deadpool puts up a valiant fight, but in the end, Taskmaster and Bullseye figure they stand a better chance if they pool their resources, and after all, splitting $20 million is better than splitting nothing. Of course, the two villains run into the same problem that everyone trying to kill Deadpool eventually runs into, and that is, how do you end the life of someone with such an amazing healing factor? Well, they have a very clever, if ultimately very Looney Tunes solution to this problem. You see, if they put him through a wood chipper, then there'll be enough little pieces that they can feed to a group of piranhas, and then I'm sure the plan is to drop an anvil on those piranhas, or, you know, blow them up with a stick of TNT, I don't know. Deadpool, however, can't keep his mouth shut. I mean, he is the Merc with the mouth after all, and ends up letting it slip that he was the one who's putting up the $20 million reward, and Taskmaster and Bullseye don't react how you think they would. Taskmaster thinks Wade has some serious emotional problems he needs to work with and refuses to kill him. Bullseye just thinks the whole thing is fishy and refuses to kill him until he can get to the bottom of it. You know, for a bloodthirsty, psychotic murderer, Bullseye is pretty even-handed, is he not? But you know what, as the comic ends, we quickly see that it's not the villains Deadpool should be worried about, it's the heroes. Maria Hill has brought all of those closest to Deadpool together, all in favor of doing one last big charge against him. Why any of the heroes would be willing to listen to Maria Hill is beyond me, especially because S.H.I.E.L.D. has fallen apart and she has no authority, let alone the fact that she left them all on really bad terms before, but whatever. So that was Deadpool number 298, everybody, and overall it was pretty much exactly like the issue that preceded it. Lots of action, the odd funny joke here and there, but overall not a lot of substance to grab onto. By far though, its biggest issue is not letting us in on Deadpool's actual motivation for hiring all of these assassins. Does he secretly want to die? Is this part of some bigger gamble? We really just don't know. In the final pages too, characters start acting out of character, which is never fun. I really am beginning to fear that this Duggan run that I have loved for literally years now is going to limp to the finish line and leave me feeling unsatisfied. At the end of the day, I give this one a 5.5 out of 10. It's mediocre at best. So that was Deadpool, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other videos I've been working on. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you always know what I got coming out next. And hey, if you really like what I do and are feeling in a supportive mood, please check out my Patreon link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.